I'm betting when you plan to bake a cake, a skillet isn't the first thing that comes to mind. But this moist and indulgent turtle fudge skillet cake will have you thinking otherwise. Baked in a skillet and topped with warm, rich caramel fudge glaze and finished off with crunchy top pecans, it's like one big piece of turtle candy, and it's so simple to make. So let's get to my kitchen so I can show you how. Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Sherry, and today I'm going to show you how to make a turtle fudge skillet cake. So I ran across this recipe just a couple of days ago on our Pampered Chef website, and I thought, this looks good, I need to make this. So I made it last night at my Pampered Chef party, and it was a big hit. So I thought, it's so easy and it's really pretty when it's done. So I thought I'm going to do a video and show you guys how to do it. So the first thing I did was preheat my oven to 350 degrees, and then I've got just a tablespoon of butter that I've got melting down here in the pan, and this is what's going to keep our cake from sticking. So I'm using our stainless steel, our 12-inch nonstick stainless steel pan. So I don't know what other pans you can do this in. If you have a stainless steel, I'm sure it's safe for the oven. Other pans, maybe your Calphalon or whatever, I would not put those in the oven. You could also do this in a cast iron, but we're going to flip this out onto a platter when we're done. So if you do it in a cast iron, it may stick on you a little bit. So you can still do the cake, you just wouldn't be able to flip it out like we're going to do at the end. Anyway, we're just going to mix up a devil's food cake mix, just the way it calls for on the box. So this one is the cake mix, 1 cup of water, half a cup of oil. And if it looks like there's a little bit more than a half a cup, that's because there is. I always kind of, when I'm pouring, just let it kind of pour over the top. I feel like my cakes are a little bit more moist if they have a little bit of extra oil in them. And 3 eggs. So we're just going to whisk this together. So I got to thinking on the way home last night from the party, I'm like, I wonder what other flavors I can do in this cake. So basically we're going to cook the cake in our skillet, and then once that's done, we're going to make a topping that's going to go on top. And we're going to do that with some caramel ice cream topping and chocolate chips. So I got thinking on the way home, I wonder if I could do it with like a white almond bark, and what else did I think I was going to do it with? A white almond bark and cream cheese, and do it with a carrot cake mix. So I'm not sure if it would work or not, but I got all kinds of ideas up in my head now. So this looks about good. And my butter is just about melted. My butter's melted just about. So I just want to make sure that my butter is all over on my pan, because this is what's going to keep this cake from sticking. I think that's good. Make sure I've got my stove turned off there. I don't want to forget about that. Okay. I don't think the bottom of this pan is too hot, but I'm going to set that down just in case. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour the whole thing in here. Looks like chocolate pudding. And that's it. I'm going to pop this in the oven, and it's going to take about 35 minutes to bake, and then we'll make the topping for the top of it. Okay, our cake is done. I've let it cool just a little bit, and the next thing we want to do is I've got about 4 ounces here of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So you can use the semi-sweet baking chocolate. I had chocolate chips on hand, so I thought that's what would be easiest. And the next thing I have is caramel ice cream topping. So we're going to dump about half of this in here. And there's a little, there we go. I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. And then we're going to put this in the microwave for maybe a minute. Might not even take that long. Let's do 45 seconds and see what it looks like. All right, so the next thing I want to do is turn my cake out onto the platter. You guys think I can do this without making a mess? All right. Woo! Ta-da! I did it. Ooh. It's been cooling for a while, so it's been a while since I was sniffing it or smelling it. Now I put it in the pan and I smell chocolate. Isn't it pretty like that though? All right, so we are going to top it with, let's see how it's doing. Let's give it a stir. Yep, it smells like a turtle. Not a real turtle, but caramel turtles. This is just about good. And I need a little more of the caramel. So the recipe calls for half of the jar or more. Or more. There we go. We just want to make sure all of our chocolate chips are melted. And then we're just going to pour it onto our cake. And then smooth it out to the edges. And then we want it to run over the sides just a little bit so it's pretty. Oh, I don't think I got all my chocolate chips smooth. It's not as pretty as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. We'll cover it up with nuts. So all the way out to the edges. Almost got it. Oh my goodness, that looks good. And I'm saving this for dinner tonight, so I can't cut into it. I'll ruin the presentation. But, and you know what? We could actually use a little bit more of this and kind of sprinkle it over the top. We'll try to hide some of those these chocolate chips that are in here. And maybe I should have let this melt a little bit. I mean, not melt, the opposite of melt. I should have let it firm up a little bit. Then you could see the caramel design on top of the chocolate a little better. So now I'm just taking some chopped pecans and we're just going to sprinkle these over the top. Well, I think it looks beautiful. Even if I didn't do it perfect, I think it looks beautiful. Look at that. You know, if there was a way I could sneak a piece out of here and nobody know it, I would do it. But I really don't want to ruin the presentation, so I think we're going to leave it just like it is, but I think it looks fabulous. So try that. It's really easy. Like I said, you're going to need a pan that can go in the oven and then you can flip upside down. But you can also do it in your cast iron skillet. You would just pour the toppings over the top when you get done, and then you would just spoon out your serving. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching again. Bye.